The Englishman in Matt Wallace, and here is Wallace on the tee at the par 5 third hole. Tee brought well forward here today. And Alison Whitaker, 1 or 2 tees brought forward out there, not too much in the way of breeze, bit of blue sky, even some sunshine, so we should see some low scoring.
That is going to be key for a lot of players, and you're going to see a couple of moves up the leaderboard from further down today. The course is very gettable.
As we watch Paul Waring. Jamie, you've played on a Legends Tour event here over the Torrance course. What sort of challenge is it?
It's a terrific golf course here at the Fairmont St Andrews. 2 courses. We're playing the Sam Torrance design one. It's an absolute beauty. Great green designs. Warmest day of the week. I've only got 1 coat on and I'm sitting in a commentary box, so it's actually warmed up quite significantly. Paul Waring, he's shown us some chipping skills. That wasn't one of his best.
Yes, unusually used the wedge instead of the driver.
Yeah, the driver, the 3-wood, all sorts of shots Paul Waring's shown us.
Par 72, measuring just over 7,200 yards. Won't play quite as long as that today, with the tees brought forward. Greens running nicely at just under 11. Slightly overcast, as I say. It's probably the sunniest and maybe warmest day so far of the week here at Fairmont St Andrews. Don't forget, you can connect with us at the European Tour on all our social media channels as we watch Padraig Harrington.
He fancied that one, Harrington. Just come out with spin, just spun it out the rough, very unusually. Unexpected.
Easton for his birdie chance at 5. Just picked up 1 at the 4th after an opening bogey to start his Saturday. Tracking. Lovely. Perfect.
Yeah, Lee Westwood said earlier this week that he thought these were some of the best links greens he's ever played on, and that's a good move from Easton, who's got very good memories of the Fairmont St Andrews. Spent his wedding night here, having got married in St Andrews to wife Lauren.
I believe he wore a kilt as well, fully decked out. It's 2 in a row.
Adrian Sadier having a good week so far. Moving day, can he keep it going? Can he make a move? A couple of pars to start his round. Good try.
Good try.
Thank you.
Yeah, he's a man who's struggled to establish himself really as a regular on the European Tour. He's kind of bounced on and off between the Challenge Tour and the European Tour over the years. So, you know, a big prospect for him over the weekend if he can advance and, who knows, maybe even win for the first time on the European Tour. Sadier at 10 under, which is all pars to start. And it's time to say good afternoon to Wayne Riley, who's following this group.
Good afternoon, everybody. Yeah, the wind's up. Clearer skies today, so the wind will kick in. It'll get stronger as the day goes on. But as Ali rightly says, this course is gettable today. I think 4 or 5 under, we'll see a few of those. So guys coming from behind, they have a chance. This is straight up the hill for a birdie for Harrington. Doesn't want to move a whole lot. Still plays well, doesn't he? For a man of his age, 3-time major champion. Sounds pretty cool, doesn't it?
Has some recent form to boot. Top 10 at the Aberdeen Standard Investment Scottish Open Rolex event just 2 weeks ago. Comparisons being made between the 2 courses at Renaissance and here.
Every time I see him now, I'm going to remember what happened when he had that horrible horseshoe of a putt earlier this week and feigned sickness, shall we call it, at the time. 3 pars to start the day for Englishman Paul Waring, who has won on the European Tour a couple of years ago in his 200th start, beating Thomas Aiken to the Nordea Masters title. And here is one of our co-leaders, Matt Wallace, back down this hole. And Anthony Wall is out following this final group. Afternoon, Anthony.
Afternoon, Dominic. As Radar was saying, it's pretty fresh out here. Fairways are starting to firm up, so scoring should be good. Have to wait and see what the European Tour have got in store for us with pins. Good lie here. Fraction of a downslope for Wallace. 248, this right-hand pin. Anything on the green will be a good start.
Yeah, they pushed the tee up 50 yards here. It's been an absolute brute all week, this third, so they've got a chance to reach into this breeze. That will not be the easiest of pitches for Wallace.
It's shifted from being the, on average, 5th hardest hole now to one of the 6 easiest with that move up.
He is a 4-time European Tour winner, but it's been a couple of years since he won that wonderful victory at the Maid in Denmark, where he made something like 7 birdies in 8 holes to make it into a playoff and then win the playoff with the Ryder Cup captain Thomas Bjorn watching. He didn't get a pick, and he says he's determined to make the Ryder Cup team automatically next year. Right.
Just a couple of yards nearer, Dominic, for Aaron Rai. Looking down the left here, acres of room. Jamie was saying back into the wind, so it's all about where you leave this to give yourself the easiest pitch if possible.
Yeah, and that's not a bad lead, gone over the green, but he's got plenty of green, as you can see there, chipping down and into the breeze, so not a bad shot there from Aaron Rai. Made sure he got on the right side.
Well, his life changed forever 2 weeks ago at Renaissance 2, and he struggled in the early stages. Always difficult to follow up a low round with another one, and then came back nicely and shot a second round 70. That's nicely done from Lee Westwood. That's his first birdie of the day, so he moves it to 8 under par. Now the oldest player inside the top 50 of the world rankings. He's still got it at the age of 47. Remember, he won the first Rolex Series tournament of the year, the Abu Dhabi HSBC Championship.
Off the upslope for Matt Wallace here. Not a difficult shot in the circumstances, quite frankly, but clearly he's going to get some elevation on this. He needs to be mindful of the floater. He paced it out. He's got 15 feet between the edge of the green and the pin, so needs to be aggressive here. Get the job done.
Lovely spin control. He's going to make it happen for himself, Wallace. Some players, when they come to the third round, they just sort of think, oh, I wonder what's going to come my way, whereas someone like Matt Wallace will dominate the course and put his game on the golf course. He's got that mindset that he's so confident, and he takes it to the field. He's a good front runner, really good front runner.
So you can see playing just a little bit shorter today in the third round than the previous 2. 80 and 100 or so yards respectively.
Should be more of a running shot for Rai here. It's got a good lie, always gone a bit more of the aerial route. It's all about the judgment, left to right down the hill.
Yeah, he digs those out, Anthony. He plays a lot of loft, and he sort of tries to find the bottom of the ball there. It's quite an accentuated move for Aaron Rai.
Yeah, not sure about that, Jamie. That wasn't needed. It was sitting pretty well.
Well, only you can tell us.
That's true.
Made a wonderful start yesterday, didn't he, Aaron Rai? He holed his second shot at the first for eagle, and then he chipped in for another eagle at the 6th. Level par through the first 2. He has got a putt there in this, well, these players over the first 2 rounds.
Advantage to the Spaniard.
Interesting pre-shot routine for a take. A little bit down the hill for an outside chance for a birdie 4.
Yeah, he looks like he presets his hands, Andy, trying to get his hands maybe a little touch higher. That's what I'm thinking with that little move he makes.
Be interesting to see how that changes, Jamie, during the day when the pressure mounts.
Yeah, he's done it all week, though, and he's putted beautifully, you have to say. He's a low ball flighter as well, so he's loving these conditions.
Yeah, I like to see guys that find it their own way. Nothing wrong in that. I used to grip it with my left hand first when I was on the putting. I thought it worked for me, kept the face more stable. As you know, it's all about feelings.
Well, after a mediocre chip shot, what about the putt, Anthony? Much on this one?
To be honest, Dom, I've not been able to get that close to it. It is slightly up the hill, back into the breeze, so I do know he can be aggressive with it. He is one of the best out here on the putting surfaces. And the good thing about links greens is lots of different colours on the surface, so you can often aim at the colours and use them as goalposts rather than just looking at the hole.
At the line, just forgot to hit it, so it's just a par for Aaron Rice. He remains at 11 under.
From the car park, that is Ashen Wu. Out at 8, pin over on the left today. 23 on, just 5 off the left edge. Wind coming from that left side pretty much all week as well. Solid shot. Cut off the back of a birdie and an eagle in his last 2 holes.
Good chance here for Matt Wallace to move clear at the top. Such a fierce competitor. Occasionally in the past his temperament's got the better of him.
And that'll be tested after that putt. Been using breathing exercises. I suggest he takes 3 deep ones here.
Underneath the snood, Englishman Garrick Porteous, who won the Amateur Championship 7 years ago, turned professional. Got his car through the qualifying school at the back end of last year. Another player who's kind of struggled to establish himself on the European Tour. Par there for Ategi, so he remains at 12 under also. Still tied for the lead with Wallace. Off they go to the 4th. And they've got some chances coming up. A couple of short par 4s, par 5, 6th as well. Others are certainly taking advantage. Wu there will have a putt to go 10 under at the par 3, 8th. And join Porteous and Sad,
which makes it fun.
Well, he's birdied this hole both days. Sadie up to this point. It looks a bit left. Won't be easy from there.
I guess, Jamie, the difficulty for someone like Sadie is this does represent a huge opportunity, but with that probably comes quite a bit of pressure as well.
Yeah, definitely, Tom. 28-year-old. He's won on the Challenge Tour, but he's got a big challenge ahead today. Porteous on the difficult par 3 5th to move the tee up today. Put the pin at the back. Similar profile, I think, to Adrian Sadier. It's time to get going in their careers. He's 30 years of age now, Porteous. And that's going to be difficult.
Putting back across the green at 8. Ashen Wu. One of the players making a pretty healthy move, 4 under in his last 4 holes. Ooh, it's just outside the zone of friendship coming back.
Whoa, whoa. Don't like those.
This for birdie at the short par 4. It's only 290 yards, so he's done well to get that in. Down the hill, left to right. You don't really want to give up too many chances between 6 and 7. So he's made the most of those. Gets within 3 of the lead.
Marcus Armitage. He's playing with Wu. A super shot in here. So he knows the line. Oh, just get in there. Yeah, get in there. Need all of those. And there's some scoring on this front nine. You can really get to grips with it around 5, 6 7 and 8.
Yeah, he's dropped a combined 6 shots on the back 9, never dropped one on the front, Armitage.
He held a wonderful putt at the South African Open very early in the season before the lockdown to secure his place in the Open Championship, and then of course never got a chance to play because it was abandoned for this year, or postponed I should say, and will be held at Royal St George's, fingers crossed, next July. And no doubt looking forward to that. He's a real talent though, he's a raw talent, Marcus Armitage, and good fun as well. This is the 4th hole.
Coming out of the rough over on the left-hand side, the ball slightly below his feet. Does he bump it and stun it into the hill, flirting with that middle bunker? He just needs to skim that bunker. If he lands it on the green, I don't think he can hold the back edge. He's in an awkward spot. This isn't easy. We'll have a little look what he's thinking with the rehearsal. The bump it is. But he's going to go very close to that bunker, and there's a little side slope that wants to kick it right where he's going to land this, so I think he's going to bail out and finish right. It's a good shot to keep it on the green.
Just like Red, I said, it's almost you have to pick the lesser of 2 evils if you're going to miss the green, and that is certainly that.
Porteous coming out of the bunker. He's got a hair shampoo there. Breeze is getting up. Pretty good shot though.
Have a look at this. Have a look at this. The big old wide stance. I think he can get in there. I'd get in there really and nestle up my heels against the back of the bunker and grip down on it. But he's going for the big old wide stance. Look at this. Don't do yourself an injury. Don't you love it? Look at this. This is just a little splash shot. 15 feet behind it would be very good.
He's shown some creativity around the greens, Paul Waring. A little athleticism required there too.
And he's a man who suffered from some back problems and neck problems over the years. Harrington.
This is easy. Okay, he's up the face, just open it right up. He's very good at this. Just a little stab, just didn't. Yeah.
It was almost like that left foot was tucked under the edge of the bunker there.
Yeah, but he's good at that, and that was disappointing for Harrington.
Let it launch at 7 Eastern. Wind a little bit off the right-hand side. A couple of bunkers down short right of the green, and that is a brilliant shot.
Well done. Oh, thank you. Got a new ball.
It's almost a long par 3 really. If they walk off with a 4, they'll be very disappointed today. It's a golden opportunity.
4 eagles so far today on that short par 4 7th. Back to the 4th. Interesting, Harrington was saying yesterday he's got these Paddy's tips, hasn't he, these golfing tips, and he started his own YouTube channel, and he says he actually feels a little bit of pressure now with his short game because he's giving away information, telling people how they play them, and now he feels he's got to, you know, produce the perfect shot every time.
Yeah, you put yourself up as a bit of a short game wizard. That's what happens. Everyone's watching every bunker shot you hit, chip shot you hit. You're not allowed to hit a bad one.
When they changed the grooves, I think it was in 2010, he actually made his own custom grooves and kept taking them to the USGA to see if they were legal. He kept trying all of these things out.
He's going to be feeling nervous. Adrian Sadier playing with the Ryder Cup captain. That's okay. Not a great pitch shot. Make par there, no problem.
Up to the 8th, the par 3, and Lee Westwood fresh off those back-to-back birdies at 6 and 7.
Par 3s haven't been kind to Westwood so far this week. He's 3 over for the short holes, a combined 12 under for the 4s and 5s.
Which is something of a surprise for someone who's such a good iron player.
they do seem to hold their own, the par threes. And I think part of that as well is because of how many opportunities there are for some short par fours. We mentioned 4, 7, 15 as well on the back nine. It's all wind dependent now. This for Paul Waring to get within 2. He's talked a lot about being in contention in some of his blogs, and he said no one tells you how tiring it is. You think you're going to go out and celebrate on the Sunday night when you win. He waited 11 years for his first win on tour. But he certainly had a little bit of fun at it. That was nearly up and in. From the fringe, Harrington. Might be pretty straight at the start of the putt. Yeah. And a bend towards the lower right-hand side past it.
After getting a face full of sand, Garrick Porteous for the par at number 5. Good par as well. Excellent scrambling skills from the Englishman.
I always think that those players, we talk, Jamie mentioned it's kind of taken him a little while to find his feet on tour. Whenever you go to the US and he went to the University of Tennessee, it's kind of 4 years of potentially your pro career that you're developing elsewhere. You're developing those skills.
And Sadier for par.
And that makes it 4 in a row. A steady start. But he knows he was out of position off the tee, and it cost him a real birdie chance.
Well, there's the potential for a real bunching of the field here, isn't there? Because the early start has got the kinder of the conditions and seem to be shooting pretty low out there. The leaders just finding things slightly more difficult.
That's the one thing about links golf. When the weather is tough on the weekend, you kind of look to the top 5 for a winner. When the weather is approachable, then all of a sudden you can see someone zip up the leaderboard. It really is quite a polarising thing, links golf, in particular with the conditions.
Who made his par at number 8. Here he is at 9. Keen to get back in the winner's circle. Get back to where he was a couple of years ago, and he won 3 times in a season. Here's the eagle putt at 7 for South Africa's Bryce Easton.
Playing 290 yards to the pin today, this par 4. A couple are like that, shortish. Move the tee forward, the 4th and the 7th.
It's at your 186. Saw an off follow through, trying to keep it low in the breeze. Oh, it's right on line too. What a shot. A little bit unfortunate. It's not getting the full distance.
Gone for it big time, hasn't he, with the Lion King theme? And Simba, nice to hear from Sean Crocker. Excellent young player.
Second shot of Sadier at the 5th. That's going to be okay. That'll be good enough. Should be good enough for his 3. That'll be 5 pars to start with. Pepperell's having a good day. 5 under today. Into the back 9. Second shot at the 10th. Played the hardest hole all week, this one. And this is his 3rd at the par 4. Stay there. Oh, beautiful play. Beautiful play. Beautifully played, I mean.
There's his caddy with the tights, Graham Hunter, club champion at Archerfield. Eddie Pepperell was down there a few weeks ago, playing against Grant Forrest and him.
Quite a difficult shot here for Wallace. Just in 2 minds. Front bunker's almost just causing a little bit of an influence. Tough one to judge, but made a good effort.
pretty much the same sort of angle for Wallace, isn't it? Same as Otegi, Anthony.
Yeah, very similar for Wallace, as you say. It's just one of those, you're under a lot of pressure, aren't you, because you want to get it all the way back there, but if you are 5 or 6 feet long, it will continue to roll a good 10 or 12 feet more. Straight downwind as well, so that's not easy. Such a good hole. I love short par 4s. So many options. I see this one pitching just short of the green, nubbing it into the grain a little bit, trying to get a little bit of check to this.
Beautiful technique, just could have done with a little bit more grab. We heard Sean Crocker talking about a tattoo that he's got with a little phrase. Wallace has also got a tattoo, and it's a quote. It's based on a Shakespeare thing. We know what we are, but not what we can be.
Much easier shot for Andrew here. He's a little bit further from the face where Harrington was, so I expect him to get up and down here, no problem.
Lovely shot there, really nicely played. Couldn't have pitched it in a better spot there. Aaron Wright looking for his first birdie of the day still, Aaron Wright. Harrington for a birdie at the 5th. It's a good tee shot in there. What was it, Andrew, you were saying 186 that's playing today, that 5th.
Up at the 9th. Ashton Wu for a 3. Look at everybody, hands in the pockets. It's cold, it's windy. Oh, that putter's hot. Very nice. It's birdie on the 9th for Wu, who's out in 32.
Yeah, that'll do.
Eddie Pepperell just looking to tidy up and escape the 10th hole with his par. Big long par 4. Actually, they've moved the tee forward about 35 paces today, so not quite the challenge maybe that it has been, but always still the par on that hole is more than acceptable.
As I thought for Wallace, played a good pitch, just ran out a little bit more than he would have thought.